Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to Super Breakfast Friends Club.
This show.
I got the name right this time.
You did. I'm so proud of you. I've definitely forgotten the name of this show before.
I know, you've asked me what it is before.
Well, then I've done it many times.
I'm Mike.
I'm not.
And today we're looking at one of your things.
It's one of my things.
It's one of your things. I don't know this thing.
I do.
Play the theme song.
You know, it didn't even occur to me until after I'd already watched it that this is technically my birthday episode, and I picked Chaos Head.
Oh yeah, I guess it is. Well, happy birthday.
Oh well. Ugh.
I hope you're enjoying it.
Probably not.
Yeah, this is Chaos Head, and it released in 2008 for PC, but it later ended up on everything.
Yeah.
It was developed by 5PB, now known as Mages, who are a video game company and a record label.
Record label? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it seemed like it was mostly soundtracks to things, but
That's cool.
yeah. They have also been the developer of the Corpse Party games since 2010.
Oh.
And they made those Famicom Detective Club remakes for the Switch, which I've been meaning to check out for a while.
That's cool.
Yeah. And it was also co-developed by Nitro Plus, a visual novel company known for dark themes. But I mostly just know them for their annual music festival event, Nitro Plus Supersonic, and the mascot of it, Supersonico.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize that that's what that was from. I'm
Yeah.
familiar with Supersonico.
Yeah, I didn't realize either. I found out while I was researching this.
She's cute.
Yeah. I knew who she was before I knew anything else.
Yeah.
So this was the first game in the Science Adventure series.
Yeah. Everybody knows, I just forgot the name of it.
Steins Gate?
Steins Gate. Yeah, that's the one that everybody loves the most.
Right.
They always forget about little baby brother Chaos Head.
Wouldn't this be older brother Chaos Head?
Yeah, it would, but I mean that is in the way they treat it.
Right. It was created by Chiyomaru Shikara, who also composed the opening and ending themes for the series. For the games, not for the show.
I was about to ask.
Yeah. So, I did look into the games, but I had some trouble understanding exactly how they how Chaos Head works. Do you want to explain it to me?
So which part did you have trouble understanding?
So it's a visual novel.
Yes.
And then sometimes your character has delusions and you can choose if they're good or bad.
Well, you can choose if they're violent or horny.
Oh, okay. The internet just described them as good or bad.
I don't think that narrows it down quite enough. It simplifies it too much, perhaps.
Okay.
Like at certain points in the story, your screen gets all strange and you can pick from either a violent or a horny delusion, or you don't have to pick it all, and he just doesn't have one at all.
Oh.
But if you want to get certain heroine roots, you have to do like the correct delusion to unlock it.
Right. So what if you just go through the whole game only being horny? Does nothing violent ever happen?
No, the game is still violent, but your delusions aren't violent.
Okay. Okay, I see. Yeah, this was 5PB's first big success, and it led to them being able to make more stuff, like Steins Gate.
Good. And robotics notes.
Yeah, but we're here to talk about the TV show.
Yeah, which is notoriously bad.
It was produced by Madhouse, who we know already for the Bomberman Biederman Bakugaiden series.
Oh.
I think they're probably best known for Death Note.
Who's ever watched Death Note?
Yeah, I actually haven't. I've never seen Death Note.
I've seen some of it.
I've heard about it a lot. I never watched it.
A good friend of mine highly recommends it to me, so I put it on at his behest, but I fell asleep. Not because of the show, just because it's me.
It first aired on October 15th, 2008 on a whole bunch of stations in Japan. Bunch of different channels. One of them was Kids Station, which I thought was funny.
Yeah, that's weird.
Presumably late at night, but still, Kids Station. It has 12 episodes.
Yeah, they really blast through this game in episode 1.
Oh, really?
Well, it's a really long visual novel, and it feels like they're cramming a lot into it just to move it along.
Because I felt like nothing much really happened in episode 1.
I mean, that's true of the game as well.
Oh, okay.
It's like Higurashi in that there's a lot of slow build-up. It's slower in Higurashi, but there's a lot of slow build-up and just a lot of slice-of-life stuff.
I feel like we've talked about that before, probably in regards to Higurashi, about how that's like probably easier to do in a visual novel than it is in a TV show.
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of parts in here where I'm like, this is really clunkily done because there's no good way to show that in a show.
Right.
Like, pretty much any time his little sister is involved and not with him directly, I'm like, why is this scene? Except to explain something stupid.
Yeah, I guess none of the scenes with her mattered, really, now that I think about it.
Like, when she shows up to see him, that one matters, but no.
This episode is called Boot Up, and it's written by Toshiiki Inoue, who wrote all of the show, was also the head writer of Death Note and Galaxy Angel and Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, and he also wrote for Dragon Ball and Dr. Slump and Kamen Rider and Fist of the North Star.
And Yu-Gi-Oh!
So this is a really accomplished writer who's written for really big name things and was in charge of some really big name things even.
The problem is just condensing such a long visual novel into 12 episodes.
Right.
Especially one like this, where so much of the visual novel takes place inside the main character's head.
Yeah, well, we'll get to it. But
yeah,
I I had some it took me a while to understand what was happening.
Exactly. Like, it makes sense when you're fed it over many hours, but just throwing it into a show like this, I was like, how does anybody understand what's going on?
I did read that one of the most common complaints about this show is how confusing it is.
Yeah.
So we cold open with a guy lying in a ruined city looking up at the falling rain while a pink-haired girl approaches him and apologizes, and she like manifests a giant sword and just kind of places it against his chest and then kisses him. I didn't know what was happening.
No, this is the actual intro to the game too, and you're not supposed to know what's happening yet.
I figured. He says a bunch of stuff that's very poetic, and then the camera pulls up, revealing that the destroyed city is Shibuya.
Oh no!
And if you come from Japan, or if you've spent a lot of time playing a game set in Shibuya, that's a big reveal. But otherwise, I feel like you just wouldn't. That would just be lost on you. You know, if you're just a kid who
or if
just
you're just
bought
me.
this anime.
and this is the biggest experience I've had with Shibuya. I'm like, all right, what am I looking at?
If I had watched this before playing Persona 5, that shot would have meant nothing to me.
Yeah.
It's only because I played Persona 5 fairly recently that I was like, oh, that's Shibuya. I recognize the landmark now. So this guy is Takumi Nishijo, played by Hiroyuki Yoshino.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Does this show retain all of the voice cast of the visual novel?
Yes.
Okay, I thought so.
Okay. Yeah, he played Meow in Space Dandy. Do you ever watch Space Dandy?
I've watched the first episode, and I enjoyed it, but I was at somebody's house, and I immediately forgot it existed and never kept up with it.
I think I've watched 2 episodes of it. I should watch it again, because I'm pretty sure that's the show that's by the Cowboy Bebop guy, right? I think.
I don't remember.
Cowboy Bebop is my favorite anime, so I should give Space Dandy another shot, but I only watched 2 episodes last time. He also played Present Mike in My Hero Academia, and he's the Japanese voice of Mo in WALL-E, which I feel like Mo didn't need a Japanese voice.
No, all he says is his name.
All he says is Mo.
Unless they changed his name to something different, there's no reason.
It seems like they didn't. It seems like he's still called Mo, so I don't know. Anyway, in English, he's played by Todd Habercorn, who we've talked about before, because he played Jill in Tower of Druaga.
Okay.
Jill was the main guy, I think, if I remember rightly.
You remember more than I do.
And then the pink-haired girl, Rimi Sakihata, who is played by Eri Kitamura, who played Yuka in Corpse Party. I don't remember which one Yuka was.
No, they threw too many characters at us at once.
Oh, Yuka's the little girl? No? Maybe?
Doesn't matter.
Was she the kid?
The dead one?
No. The younger sister of the main guy.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. She's not actually a little girl, she just acts like one. That's right, I remember. She is younger than all the others, but she acts younger than she is.
Gotcha.
In English, Rimi is played by Carrie Savage, who played Penny in Crayon Shin-chan, Lisana in Fairy Tail, Kaya in One Piece. I don't know how to pronounce these names. Xiao Kyo and Diao Chan in Dynasty Warriors.
We talk about this all the time, and it's become especially relevant since you've been playing Shenmue. But they really need to figure out a better way to Romanize Chinese so that it makes sense, the pronunciation. Yeah, there are so many times in Shenmue where what they're saying, I can't understand how what they're saying matches up with what the subtitles say they're saying whenever they're saying Chinese names. Like it says Wan Chai and they're all saying Wan Zai, and I'm like, just write Zai. Why did you write Chai? I want so badly to understand how to pronounce Chinese names, but it just isn't intuitive.
She also played Iris in the Sakura Wars movie, but only in the movie.
Cool.
Takumi's living in a shipping container on the roof of a building.
He sure is.
Is there like a reason for that?
Yeah, it gets into it.
Okay. Do you want to get into it?
No, it's a spoiler.
Oh, okay. I'm like conflicted because on the one hand I'm like I like the idea of living in like repurposed other things. I think that's neat on the surface, but it's so dank in here.
That's the way he likes it though.
Yeah, I guess you'd like that, wouldn't you? I wouldn't.
I sure would. Dark and dank. Nobody's gonna come bother me.
But Mo, the dank.
I just want to say that, like, the shot of the shipping container and the shot where we first, like, walk into it, those are taken pretty much beat for beat from the visual novel.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the scenes that we come to know and love.
What, like, so visually they look the same?
Yeah.
Yeah, this shipping container is full of anime figures and posters of sexy anime girls, so it looks even more like a place that you'd live.
Right.
One of them comes to life and wakes Takumi up for school. I was very confused by this for a while.
Yeah.
Because it's never directly explained. By the end of the episode, it is clear what's going on, though, I think.
It is, but I did think that this was a very strange way to introduce this dynamic, but Seda is clearly only here to like explain some of the things that we can't learn by not being in Takumi's head anymore. But that also makes it really weird that she's so prominent and never talked about, because she's a delusion. She's not real. She's an anime character.
Is she in the game?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's a big part of the game because like it's his waifu.
Right.
And like the plot where later Yua comes up and she wants him to help pre-order the figure, that's all straight from the visual novel.
Right. No, I figured that much. I just wondered if her actually being a character that interacts with him was.
I don't know how far he has delusions about her all the time. He talks to her all the time. I don't know how physically involved in his world she is. It's been a while since I've played it.
Right. Yeah, because it took me, like, eventually, through context, over the course of the show, I did piece together that a lot of the things that happen around him aren't really things that are happening. They're just things he's imagining are happening.
Yeah.
And that seems to just be a regular part of his everyday life that he's used to.
It is, but it's extremely hard to depict that in the show. It's very obvious when you're inside of his head, but watching this, I was like, how?
Yeah, because they don't really outright tell us.
No.
That's something that happens to him. It just... But I think that they did... I think they did do a good enough job showing it that I understood it by the end of the episode, at least.
Right. Like, Takumi is not a good character.
No, I don't like him.
You live inside his head. But you don't see a lot of the same as you do in the visual novel.
I don't care. In this, I don't like him.
I'm not trying to sell him to you. I'm trying to explain to the audience.
Okay.
In
Sometimes
the anime,
I forget we have an audience.
In the anime, he's just kind of a loser. He's clearly a shut-in, but like we don't get a lot of him. But in the visual novel, it's very clear that he's a gooner. He thinks he's better than everyone. He's a hikikomori, and he's just kind of the worst. Okay. And he spends all of his time trapped in delusions. That's just his life.
Right. So he has apparently made a chart to work out how he can make up enough school credits to graduate while attending school as little as possible.
Yes. I don't think that is explained by Seda in the visual novel, because he tells us that himself with his thoughts.
His narration.
Yeah. And that's why we need her here to be like, remember this thing?
Yes, Sarah Orgel is played by Akane Tomonaga, who didn't have a lot of like big roles. She played a few unnamed characters in Higurashi, like a girl and nurse.
Okay. My favorite character is Girl.
And she played Kazuki Kazami in the Grisaya series. I don't know what that is. So.
I've heard of it.
In English, Sarah was played by Jamie Marchi, who we've talked about a couple times before, because she played Junko in Danganronpa and Fatina in Tower of Druaga. So Takumi goes to class, where we discover that he finds three-dimensional women disgusting.
3D PD.
3D PD.
Three-dimensional pig disgusting.
Is that from the game, or?
That's from internet culture.
Oh, I don't know it. I don't know internet culture.
We also learn from the visual novel that Takumi speaks like entirely in internet culture. He's a huge otaku.
Right. Do you think that was to try and like appeal to the target audience of the game? Do you think that they were trying to have a character that their audience would relate to?
Yes and no, because like they're not trying to dress him up as a good character. Takumi fucking sucks, but like he does undergo character growth throughout the story. So maybe it's like, yeah, you fucking suck now, but you can change.
Another guy comes over and starts a conversation with him about how he's collecting cute girls in their class. It's not clear what he means by that.
He's dating all the cute girls he can find.
Oh, okay. He starts talking about New Gen, which is weird incidents happening in Shibuya, apparently.
Murders!
This guy is Daisuke Misumi, who's played by Daisuke Ono, who played Battler in Umineko.
Oh, okay.
Kind of forgot that the main guy's name was Battler.
I was just thinking about him earlier today.
In English, Daisuke is played by Joel McDonald, who played Cheval in Monster Hunter Stories. So we've talked about both these actors before.
Joel McDonald played Cheval. E-I-E-I-O. I'm sorry, I had to.
Witnesses say the criminal is a pretty girl. So Daisuke's
yes, they do.
interested.
Yeah, he wants to date her.
So he invites Takumi to the scene of the crime, hoping the criminal will return. It's very clear that Takumi is just ignoring him.
Takumi does not know how to interact with him because Daisuke is a social boy.
Right.
And Takumi is not.
Yeah, that night Takumi's back home playing video games and drinking cola when he starts getting messages from someone called Grim, who seems to be Daisuke.
It's not. So Takumi...
It's not?
No.
Because he says something in the messages where he's like, I thought you'd be more comfortable talking through here. And then he continues the same conversation they were having in school.
So Takumi spends most of his free time playing an MMO. And he's a big, powerful character in that MMO, which feeds into his god complex, blah, blah, blah. He and Grim are friends in that MMO. And so they took it offline, or not offline, but they took it into like an IRC instead of just talking through, I forget the name of the game.
But Grim says something about like no longer talking in the three-dimensional world or something.
The three-dimensional world of MMOs?
I assumed he was talking about the real life since he was talking about real girls as three-dimensional girls. I don't know.
Grim
seemed to be...
Grim and Takumi have been friends for a long time, and so like Grim knows that Takumi is not into 3D women.
Right, hold on.
I can guarantee Grim is not Daisuke.
Okay, well
it's a
then...
spoiler who Grim is, but it's not Daisuke.
Okay, this show's worse then. More confusing. Because the way it was worded definitely implied to me that this was Daisuke continuing their conversation from earlier.
No, it's not.
Well, anyway, he sends him an article about the thing that Daisuke was talking about earlier.
Well, because everybody's talking about the new gen murders. That was the whole point of Daisuke bringing it up, just to let you know that it's everywhere
but
right
it's
now.
It's not just that he sent him that article. It was the
right.
fact that he was like, "Hey, continuing our conversation from in 3 dimensions. Let's keep talking about this." I was like, "Oh, okay, so that must be Daisuke."
It is not.
So I'm gonna go ahead and call that poor writing. Here come the poor writing police.
They're coming to get you.
I really liked that the article was on like knockoff Yahoo Japan.
Yeah.
It's called Taboo Japan, but it's clearly the Yahoo logo. It's talking about new generation madness.
Yeah.
5 high school students jumped to their deaths, which was known as the group dive, and a fetus was discovered inside a male corpse, which is known as the pregnant man. That one made me laugh.
All of the cases have like goofy names, and they're supposed to be like, I think they're like puns in Japanese. There's something weird about it that doesn't translate well. I don't quite remember.
Okay. There's 5 high school students, and I think there was 5 girls in the opening. Am I overthinking it? Who knows?
Yes.
Okay. Takumi gets interrupted by a girl banging on his door. This is his sister. I wasn't sure at first if it was a literal sister or not, but it is a literal sister.
Yes.
Nanami Nishijo, played by Ui Miyazaki, who played Orika Nestmeal in the R Tonaliko series. I don't know anything about that.
I've heard of it, that's all.
She played Remon in Strawberry Panic. I don't know anything about that.
I've heard of it, that's all.
She played Kiriko in Kanokon, the girl who cried fox. I don't know anything about that.
No, never heard of it.
And she played Iroha in Sumo Momo Momomo.
Bobo?
Oh yeah, that's what it made me think of too. That's why I put it in here. In English, Nanami is played by Brittany Karbowski, who played Lute in Monster Hunter Stories, and I really enjoyed her performance. She did a good job, I thought.
Good for her.
I don't like a lot of the English performances in this show. I really didn't like Takumi's English voice. I wanted to hit him. But Nanami was fun. I liked her. I think she was my favorite character in this show, actually.
She's one of my favorites. I don't know if she's my favorite.
She's a big departure from her brother, who is my least favorite.
Yeah.
She offers to clean up his room, but he doesn't want her to. And this is another part where I was like, I guess this was here to like show us that what he's seeing isn't always necessarily what's really happening. Because she grabs his cola bottle and takes a drink right from it. And that annoys him, and he's like, you could at least use a cup. And then she's like, I am using a cup. And then he looks again, and she is using a cup. So
that was a delusion in the game, where you can choose that it's either violent or, yes, you can have sexy delusions about your sister.
Oh, what was the sexy one?
That was the sexy one, because it's like a shared kiss with his sister.
Oh, right. So do you choose if she was drinking from the bottle or the cup? What's the violent one?
No, you choose... I don't remember. Like, it careens way out of control where something happens and there's... I don't know. I don't remember that one too well.
Okay.
Because I played through... I've only read the entire story once, and I picked all the sexy delusions, and so I was going to go through again and pick all the violent delusions, but I didn't get too far, because I was like, this is a fucking long visual novel, and I need a break. I just read it. But I had the Committee of Zero patch. I thought I installed it the first time, but I didn't. So I was like, oh, well, I guess I'll read it with the fan translation. And then I didn't.
Yeah, I remember us having a conversation about that at the time, but I can't remember. I remember trying to help you with something about it, but I don't remember what.
I couldn't figure out how to install it because nowhere on the site did it say if you get it from Good Old Game, you have to have... Like, you can't do it through the client. Right. You have to have it downloaded directly from the site.
This is a problem I have almost every time I have to like apply some kind of fan patch to something, because they always assume you know how to do that.
Yeah.
And I never know how to do that. And no matter how many times I've done it, I'd never retain the knowledge of how to do that. That's the listen out there, nerds. I love you, nerds. You know that. But please be more descriptive when you're explaining how to do things, because some of us are idiots, but we still want to be involved.
I feel like part of the problem is that some of these games that were previously so inaccessible have become accessible to a much larger audience. So it's people like me that have never had to scramble around and find shady patches for fan-translated visual novels from the 80s.
I have had to do stuff like that.
You need to make it more noob-friendly.
Like, I grew up, like, downloading torrents and putting, like, weird, like, stuff in my games. But that doesn't mean that I have ever really known what I was doing. Like, I don't learn good. I just do it until it works, and then I'm like, all right, I don't know what I did, but it worked, so I'm just not going to touch it again.
Right.
Anyway, their dad has ordered Nanami to buy Takumi?
Yeah.
Okay. To buy him a cell phone so that people can stay in touch with him more. So she's going to get him the same one that she has with a matching Gero Frog strap. I don't know why.
Gero Froggy was the original Labubu.
The original?
Yeah.
That's a bold claim.
I'm just saying because it's a thing that you strap on your bag or something.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I feel like there have been others.
Oh my god, I'm just trying to make it relevant to today. Don't fucking fight me on it.
I'm sorry, I didn't know Labubu was the thing. I barely know what Labubu is.
That's because you live in a cave. You are Takumi.
No, that's you.
No, that's me an aesthetic, but you're the one that's actually shut off from the world.
Only the internet world. I don't know what's happening. I know what's happening outside. I went to the farmer's market.
I don't know that counts.
This guy don't know what Labubu is. I'm outside with the three-dimensional people, Mel.
You know what else is there? Labubus!
No, they're not here. They haven't. I haven't seen one.
They're not a digital currency. They're real, Mike. I've seen one.
Is there a piplup tied to someone's bag? Is that a Labubu? I want a Labubu.
I've sent you so many pictures. We've seen Gordon Ramsay as a Labubu. You should know what it is by now.
I will never learn. I refuse. It's a Furby, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Okay. I can
It wakes
understand
up in the middle of the night and just starts singing.
That's that Furby is the first time where I was like out of the loop on a craze, I think. And I never got back into the loop.
And ever since then.
Anyway, so yeah, Nanami wants to take him to the store to get him a cell phone, but he refuses to leave his dingy container. She gets mad at him, and honestly, I think she's right to be.
Yeah, there's a killer on the loose, and he won't even walk her to the station.
You know, up until now, I was like, I don't really like this guy, but this was the first part where I was like, I hate this guy.
So I'm curious what your thoughts are on the scene immediately
where he
after.
sits down and has some kind of like weird moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I've got no thoughts on that. It's just weird. Through this whole thing, he keeps asking whose eyes these are or something, and it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
What eyes are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly the point. So, like, a big part of this whole story is this phrase, sono me, dare no me, because, like, he just always has this sensation that somebody is watching him. And that phrase is, like, unique to him. And he always has this sensation. He always says that phrase. Okay. But then we start seeing that phrase crop up elsewhere.
I see. Well, anyway, he receives another link from someone called Shogun, this time with the text, "The world changes if you click it," in English. The guy starts spamming the link. Or, no, they're different links, right? I looked and they're all different links.
They're different images.
Takumi is freaking out. He thinks it's maybe like a virus or something. But as he's trying to close the chat, he knocks his mouse off the desk and accidentally clicks one of them and sees an image of a gruesome murder.
Oh no!
Nanami is playing tennis.
This was so weird! This scene existed only so that she could be like, she must be a rich girl when Yua fails to sports.
Okay, so yeah, this scene is really pointless and meaningless.
Yeah.
But it's my favorite scene in the episode.
Okay.
This felt like a scene out of, what's my favorite show called? Nichijou. Yeah, this felt like a scene out of Nichijou. If it went on a little bit longer and had a couple more jokes in it, it would be right at home in Nichijou. Yeah, she's playing tennis. She smashes the ball so hard that it goes out of the court. And then there's a girl outside who keeps trying to throw it back, but somehow every time she tries to throw it, it goes further away. First she just throws it straight behind her, and then she throws it directly up and it comes back down on her head. It made me laugh. I liked it.
It's just weird because I don't think we see Yua once until Takumi feels like she's following him.
Right. Yeah, this is Yua Kusunoki, who is played by Chiaki Takahashi, who I know as the voice of Medley in The Wind Waker.
Oh.
Yeah. It never even really occurred to me that Medley had a voice actor, but I guess she did.
Right.
It's not like she has any lines. She just grunts and screams and stuff.
But someone had to make those grunts and screams.
Exactly. She also played Lichi in BlazBlue. I don't know anything about BlazBlue, though.
It's a fighting game, right?
Yeah, I think so. She's also the Japanese voice of Angelica Pickles.
Okay.
In English, she's played by Colleen Clinkenbeard, which is a name we've heard before. I knew as soon as I read it, I was like, Clinkenbeard, I've said that name.
And yet I don't remember
She
it.
played Mia in the Ace Attorney anime.
Oh, okay.
Clinkenbeard. What a name. We definitely talked about that name
What a
before.
good
It's
name.
a great name.
We had to have.
It sounds like a Viking's name. Or like a dwarf's name, you know?
Like a dwarf tinkerer, specifically.
So Takumi's at home. No, he's not at home. My bad.
No, he's at an internet cafe.
Yeah, he's playing video games at an internet cafe because Shogun has made him afraid to go home.
I don't remember how true that is, but I know that he frequently comes to this internet cafe to play his a twink on that MMO. He has a different character, and he's like, oh, the pressure of being Nightheart is just too much, so I come here and I play as my alt character.
Okay, because I did notice he was playing as a different character, because he's a woman in the internet cafe.
Yeah.
Yeah, as he's on his way home, he glances into another booth and he sees the same kind of phone charms that Nanami has, but 3 of them in different colors. And then he sees something on the screen that reminds him of the picture. Whoever's in that booth has been researching the new gen incidents for some reason.
Dun 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 dun.
That puts him in a sour mood, so he goes home.
Well, I was in a sour mood at home, but now I'm even more sour about it, so I'm going back.
On his way home, he happens across the scene from the photo that Shogun sent him. There's a man pinned to the wall with a bunch of metal stakes, and there's a pink-haired girl there who seems to be doing it, staking him up.
Yeah.
And she turns around and sees him and knows his name and says she wanted to see him.
I'm pretty sure in the visual novel, first he has a dream about stumbling on the incident, and then he stumbles on it the exact same way in real life.
Oh, okay.
But he does not heed his warning, his dream warning. And here we are.
So he screams and runs home, and when he gets there, he realizes that he's run all the way home holding one of the stakes that he picked up at the scene of the crime, I guess.
Yeah.
So he throws it away. He freaks out because she saw his face and knew his name. But Sarah appears to calm him down, and she doesn't see the stake around. And then he looks around and he doesn't see it either. And then they were very clearly referencing the game mechanic here, where she's telling him to stop having negative delusions and only have positive delusions.
Right. I feel like that scene only exists because it's like, if that wasn't clear in the show by now, we're going to spell it out for you.
Yeah. So he convinces himself that the whole thing was just a negative delusion that he had, but we see the stakes sitting among his trash.
Uh-oh.
And this part confused me. There's a girl singing a song on a bridge.
This part confused me in the visual novel too.
Okay. Oh, this happens?
Yeah.
Oh,
this song is taken straight from it, but like it'll make sense later in the game, but it does seem to come out of nowhere.
Well, I just kind of assumed this was added for the anime, like to have this character appear earlier.
Mm-mm.
And she reaches up to the stars and then she says, "Whose eyes are they?" Or whatever it is they say.
Not only that, but the lyrics of her song imply that she's aware of the incident.
Yeah, she does talk about... What does she say? I can't remember.
Those countless grey needles which look like crosses.
That's right. She is Ayase Kishimoto, played by Yui Sakakibara. She's a singer. That seems to be what she mostly does. She's done lots of theme songs for TV shows, including Steins Gate. She did the opening theme for the Steins Gate TV show.
Oh.
She didn't do this one. She didn't do the theme song for this one. But
Ayase is a singer in the game.
Right. In English, she's played by Stephanie Scher, who is a scriptwriter for a lot of dubs. She didn't write the script for this dub, but she has done a lot of them. She also played Orihime Inoue in Bleach, Mikan in Danganronpa 3. She was Charlotte in Castlevania Portrait of Ruin and Harmony of Despair.
Oh.
She plays both Mona and Kat in the WarioWare series. She's Thaja in the Fire Emblem series. She's Rebecca Chambers in Resident Evil. And she's Xena in Sonic.
That's a lot of voices.
And that's only scratching the surface of the voices she's done. There's a lot of them. Takumi feels like he's being watched as he walks to school the next day. He's paranoid that the girl from yesterday is here to kill him. And he spins around, but it's just Yua.
I feel like this scene was a little weird, because in the original, like, he deliberately takes a long way to school or something and, like, runs into her on a road, like, not right outside of the school.
Right.
That kind of confirms that, yes, she is following him.
Right.
It feels accidental almost in the show.
Okay. But she is following... Well, I guess we knew she was following him.
Yeah.
Because we see her standing behind a wall as he's walking at one point.
We see her long hair.
Yeah. Yeah, he spins around and she just says good morning to him and then keeps walking. He spends all day paranoid, and then he sees her again in the evening, waiting to cross the street towards him, and he imagines her charging across the street to attack him. But that's just a delusion too.
It sure is. But it could have been sexy.
So he, instead of crossing the street, he runs away down a side alley, and then he crashes into a motorbike and falls down. And she's there, and she checks on him. And she must have been following him, because why would she have ever seen him crash into that motorbike unless she followed him down the alley?
We don't know where she's walking to. We don't know where she lives.
That's true. Maybe she lives in this alley.
Maybe that's her motorbike.
So she introduces herself and tells him that she became interested in him the first time she saw him, which he thinks is weird, and he doesn't trust it, and he's very suspicious.
But at the same time, he plays so many eroge, he's like, but...
However, this is how it goes.
If I've learned anything from all these doujin games...
So he's hurt, and she takes him home. I really feel like there's no way he could have been as hurt as this just from bumping into a motorbike, but okay.
He's a brittle shut-in. What do you expect?
I suppose.
He has glass bones and paper skin.
What is that? Is that from SpongeBob?
Yes. Of course it's from SpongeBob.
Meanwhile, Nanami is at McDimade's bitching about her brother to her friends.
But she's like kind of explaining the scene as it's happening.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I guess it's set up. It's set up for the fact that her brother is such a loser, but I feel like they've also made that clear.
Yeah, I don't think you need a third party to tell us that he's a loser.
But her friends say that there are girls out there who are into guys like him because they want to fix them. And then we see Yua at Takumi's room. She thinks it's cool.
Because he's living like an outlaw.
I don't know if he's living like an outlaw. An outcast, maybe. He's still suspicious of her. He's very awkward all the way through this scene.
That, and also, like, it's a big point in the visual novel that he does not want her coming in because he has so many eroge CDs lying around.
Oh, okay. I mean,
like he knows he's a gooner.
It does kind of come up in this, but maybe not quite as explicitly.
Yeah. It made it seem like he was more annoyed that she was snooping and not that she was getting her hands all up in his dirty little secret.
But she knows who Seira is, and she loves the show, apparently. So they start bonding over it, and they properly introduce themselves to each other. And then at one point he looks over at her and she's wearing Seira's bikini and confessing her love to him. But actually, in real life, she's just falling over in a pile of his magazines and CDs.
He also has no idea what question she asked because he was too busy having a delusion.
Okay, I was wondering about that. Is that important?
I don't think so. Okay. Like, I'm sure if you choose not to have the delusion, you get to hear what she actually says, but You've
never chosen not to have the delusion.
Right.
So is this the same delusion that happens at the game? You said you did all the sexy ones, right?
Yeah. I think she shows up in a swimsuit. I don't remember it exactly being... Well, I don't know that there's a graphic... There's CGs, but you don't get to see Seida's swimsuit, so I guess I just never put together that she would be wearing the same one.
All right.
I played this a while ago.
No, it's okay. Don't worry about it. So, as she is cleaning up the mess that she's made, she finds the stake, the murder weapon, in the trash. But she doesn't say anything about it.
But now we know it's real.
Well, I mean, we kind of knew anyway. But then she takes all the heat off herself by saying the reason that she fell over is because she found his dirty magazine. And it surprised her. She asks him to go with her to reserve the new Seira figure because she's never been to an anime shop before and she's nervous to go alone. And he spends so long... like, psyching himself up to say no, and then he says yes.
Yeah, because she looked so heartbroken.
It just went on for so long.
Yeah.
Too long.
Yeah. in a show like this where everything else is sped up and then that is slowed down, it does feel weird.
Yeah. But once he's all alone, he has a creepy moment with his Sarah doll. I didn't like it. It's creepy.
What's not to like?
I didn't like the noise he made.
Yeah, it was weird. The face he made is what did it for me.
Oh, yeah. Over in Shibuya, at the Shibuya Scramble, the big news screen on the Q-Front building shows a report about the body pinned to the wall and links it to the New Generation Madness events. I'm so familiar with this news screen now after playing Persona, because like every time there's some kind of big news thing, it's always shown on that screen and we see characters watching it at the scramble, at the crossing.
Yeah. And now we can learn about the New Generation Madness from it.
Yeah. The next day at school, the pink-haired girl shows up in Takumi's class and sits next to him and says hello to him while he freaks out. So I know from my research that she is gonna, I guess in the next episode, she's gonna tell him that they've known each other for like a year.
Yes.
And he's like, "What? I don't remember you at all."
And she's like, what do you mean? I've sat here for a year. Everybody in class knows me. What?
Yeah. And she tells him they've been friends for a year, and she's just like, Anyway, that's the end of this episode, though.
Yep.
Spoilers that I learned aside. The end song has a lot of English in it. It's called Super Special.
I loved it. It's so dumb.
Yeah, some of the lyrics were very silly in a fun way.
You're always super special. That's why you are here with me. Oh, baby, I'm happy to be with you. Big sign of love and peace. When there's enough bombs to blow the earth, all they kiss only. Prioritize money they own.
I loved it. It's a good time.
The next episode preview doesn't have any narration, it's just whose eyes are those, over clips of the next episode with creepy music. And I thought it was very effective.
Okay.
Because I find with these next episode previews in Japanese shows, they tend to give too much information, I feel like.
They do, yeah.
So I actually really liked the fact that this went the complete opposite direction and didn't tell us anything.
Are you excited to watch the next episode?
No, but I would watch it. I didn't like this episode very much, but I feel like this is the kind of show where I need to give it like a few episodes to really tell if I like the show or not, you know?
Right. Does it make you interested in the visual novel?
That's hard to say. You know about my difficult time with visual novels.
Yeah.
I feel like they have a tendency to put way too much text in there. And from what you've told me about this one, I feel like it will be no exception. Like, I need things to be... Like, Ace Attorney is great. Ace Attorney, you know, gets to the point, it's funny, it doesn't repeat itself too much. Every now and then it does, but I forgive it because the rest of it's so good. But so many of the other visual novels I've tried, I'll play them for about an hour, and I'm like, please stop repeating yourselves. Please, get to the point. I don't need to be told how I feel about everything.
I get where you're coming from, but like a degree of that is necessary in some visual novels. Like if we don't spend all of this time in Takumi's head, then like his growth doesn't matter, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like if we don't spend all of the slice of life time with the girls in Higurashi, we don't care when bad things start happening.
Slice of life stuff is fine. Like, as long as things are happening, I'm fine.
Right?
It's when they are wasting all this time just repeating themselves that I struggle. So maybe this one isn't like that. I don't know. I would have to check it out to find out, I guess. But I've definitely played a few visual novels where I'm just like, please, I've read this. Are you saying the same thing again in different words? I'm a fan of snappy writing, and visual novels, a lot of them, I don't know. I feel like they're wasting time a lot of the time.
I get that. And like, I think early on, I think Chaos Head might feel like that, but I don't remember having a lot of that problem later in the game. Later, I had a problem because it starts getting really convoluted and I could no longer keep up.
Right.
Like, that's part of why I want to play it again, because I'm like, I need to understand what just happened.
Yeah, but I'd give it a shot. I'm just always a
Okay.
little bit wary of visual novels
Yeah.
because of my past experiences. But again, like I say, like, I never really thought of Ace Attorney as a visual novel until you described it as one to me. But
Right.
it's one of my favorite games. I love Ace Attorney.
Yeah.
And if that is a visual
It's so
novel,
good.
then I love that visual novel. And there's definitely been other visual novels I've loved. I just can't think of them right now.
Like, I would not say I regretted my time with Chaos Head, but I wouldn't recommend it as highly as something like Higurashi.
Right. Okay. Well, what about the show though? What did you think of the show?
I thought it was confusing because I knew better. I didn't care for it.
Right.
I thought they didn't handle some things well.
Any specific examples?
Well, like the delusions, like it's confusing.
Right. You know, they maybe could have used, because for some of them, like when he has the delusion of Yua charging across the street at him, everything kind of like turns red. There's like an overlay over the scene.
Yeah, and like that happens in the visual novel too.
Stuff like that, I think, more over all of the delusions would have made it clearer what was happening in them.
Maybe the problem is that the sexy delusions just had that like dreamy filter, so it wasn't as clear
Maybe.
because it looks like just any other sexy anime
Yeah, I
scene.
suppose.
They only showed us one violent delusion.
Yeah, I guess there was like a lot of bright light in the Yua sexy delusion, but like if Nanami drinking from the bottle was supposed to be a sexy delusion, it wasn't clear at all.
Right.
Maybe just having some kind of overlay whenever Sarah was present as well would have made
Yeah,
it.
absolutely.
Then it would have been like, okay, so when this bright light overlay is there, it's a delusion.
I'm pretty sure in the visual novel, her voice has like a slight echo effect, so you're aware right from the get-go that she's not real, also because you know that he's talking to a figure on his desk.
Right. That's interesting.
But, like, even if you came back a year later and you couldn't remember, she has this, like, echoing effect that tells you she's not real.
Okay. Well, are you ready to talk about the dub?
I'm ready to talk about the dub.
It was dubbed by Funimation,
Uh-oh.
who brought it straight to Blu-ray and DVD on November 19th, 2011. So that was a good couple years after the original release and the game. I immediately noticed that in the very first scene, they've added to the script in a way that feels like a high schooler trying to be deep.
Oh no, what'd they do?
So in the original version, the first line is "Don't look at me," right?
Yeah.
In the English version, the first line is
A piercing gaze falls from the sky like rays of light. Don't look. Not at me.
I wonder if that's more because the beginning scene is very like weirdly poetic, and it was kind of hard for me to follow. So I'm wondering if that's almost more accurate.
"No, really? Well, I don't know. It
I
felt very much like the loner kid at high school trying really hard to write something deep, and we all have to like pretend it was really good." You can answer me this question. I don't know, maybe you remember, because I was wondering, they've made a change, and I was wondering if it was a change made in keeping with the English version of the game, because it's
Okay.
the only reason I can think of for them to change this. Gero Frog, Nanami's
Yes.
phone charm, has been renamed Hoppy the Frog in the dub.
No, he's named Gero Froggy in the translation.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, the dub changes it to Hoppy the Frog for some reason, which is weird. There's a couple of changes like
Yeah.
that, though. When Nanami yells at Takumi for not walking her to the station, I went back and I checked, and she does very specifically say the train station in the original.
hmm
For some reason, she specifies the bus station in the dub. I don't know why they would change that.
I don't know. Trains aren't exactly a foreign concept here.
No, and like, It jumped out at me as weird immediately because she says, "Why don't you walk me to the bus station?" And I was like, "Bus station in Shibuya? The trains are right there. The subway's right there." But yeah, and that's why I went back and I checked, and in the original she does say eki, which means train station. It's not just a general word for a station. It's specifically the train station.
Specifically the train. That's why you get your eki bed.
Wouldn't it be like baste if it was a bus station? I think that's what they call it.
I don't know what a bus station is.
Pretty sure it's baste. Anyone who knows Japanese better than I do can let me know. Another name change that seemed pointless is Shogun. Remember Shogun?
I do remember Shogun.
He's not called Shogun in the dub. He's called the General.
Which is weird because he's Shogun in the game.
Yeah. It's also really weird because this was released straight to DVD in 2011. Anyone who's buying anime on DVD in 2011 knows what a shogun is.
Right.
There's no reason to change this.
No, there isn't.
Like, yes, you could say general is more understandable to like a general American audience than shogun is and gets the same kind of message across. But you don't need to. We know what a shogun is.
It also isn't really that important to the plot if you don't know what a shogun is.
It's like changing ninja to assassin. We know what a ninja is. Anyway, as he's reading the messages, I was wondering if they would have done anything to like the picture,
right?
Because in the original, it's all text.
Yeah.
So I wondered if they would have, translated the visuals. They haven't. What they've done instead is have Takumi read out all the chat messages, which does make sense, but they also go by pretty quickly, so he rushes through it.
They go by super quickly.
Yeah, so he rushes through it, and it doesn't sound natural, but I think that, if they didn't want to make any paint edits, then I can see why they did it that way.
Yeah.
With a lot of these Blu-rays, they tend to include the Japanese voice track and know that most of the audience is probably going to be watching it with the Japanese voice track, so I think they probably didn't want to make any visual edits.
Yeah.
Ayase's English voice, clearly not a singer, like the Japanese voice is.
Right.
The lyrics of her song are also pretty different. It sounds a lot less like a pop song and a lot more like a religious hymn.
Weird.
Like, there are a couple of little, like, religious references in the original song, but they dialed up the religiousness of it to, like, maximum in the dub.
Right.
Now I can see the shape of a cross here. Dark gray needles form the image for me. Washing o'er us while you're near. Cleansing our sin. Our prayers are with you, Holy One.
When he bumps into the bike and falls down?
Yes.
Do you remember what he said in the Japanese version after that?
No.
He said, "Ouch."
What did he say in English?
He said,
That was so not awesome.
Cool. Okay. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I found the translation of the intro.
Okay.
A gaze falls from the sky. Those eyes are always watching me. The stare pierces through the rain clouds, coated in pitch black. So yeah, I was right.
Okay, it's not exactly the same, but it is, yeah.
It's more in line to what the actual game
I
is.
suppose so. It just felt so weird because none of that was there in the Japanese version.
Yeah. I guess, like, it's too purple. The prose is too purple for an anime. I think they made the right choice in Japanese.
Right. I think they made the wrong choice in English.
Well, then there's just no pleasing you.
No, I'm saying I think they made the right choice in Japanese too.
I know.
A lot of the conversation he has with Yua has been changed in ways that I thought were weird. Not
Like what?
Not ways that like massively changed the meaning, but just weird little edits to the dialogue. In the original, Takumi says that the new Sera figure should be really high quality, but in the dub, he says it'll be really expensive instead.
No, he's definitely talking about the quality.
Yeah, he says it in kind of like a complaining tone in the dub as well.
But it's probably gonna be pretty expensive.
Where, you know, there's no sense in the original that he's worried about what it's going to cost.
Yeah, that's a bad vibe translation because he doesn't care what it costs. He is excited because it's his waifu and he really loves the sculptor.
Yeah. In the original, when they talk about Sera's transformation scene, he says it was so good because the production and design were by Miyagi, the creator god.
Yeah.
In the dub, he doesn't mention anybody by name. He just says that he thinks that scene was so good because the same person directed both the acting and the animation.
That doesn't have the same feel.
No, it doesn't feel like that. I don't know. In the original, it was clear that he was a massive fanboy of this particular person who directed that scene or whatever. But I don't know. It doesn't. I don't get the vibe that he cared about the person that. Oh, he does still go on to talk about like checking the credits and stuff. So I don't know.
It, like you said, it's an unnecessary change.
And taking out like the name as well, I just thought was weird. Like in the original, he name drops the person who did it.
Right.
So it felt weird to me that they took that out of the dub. Like I didn't see any reason for it.
Me neither.
But that's about it. That's all I noticed.
It's not too egregious.
No, just some odd choices.
Yeah.
When people complain about localization, most of the time I don't care that much.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, whatever. I tend to think most localizers do a pretty good job. But from what we've watched, some of these like Funimation ones, I'm like, yeah, I can kind of see what people are complaining about. Like, I don't think it matters for the amount that they complain about it, but like, I do think they make some odd choices, some odd changes.
That's part of why I'm so interested to play with the Committee of Zero patch, because it's been a big fan complaint that the official translation sucks. And so I'm like, well, what makes the fan translation so much more true? And I have some mixed opinions so far.
Yeah, I remember you saying there were some changes that the fan thing did that you didn't think were good.
I can't remember what they were anymore because that was so long ago.
Me neither.
But...
I remember you telling me about them and I remember agreeing with you, but I don't remember what they were.
Right. It's like, you know, I love the passion. I love that this is something that people have come together and done for free. But at the same time, like, it doesn't mean I have to agree with all your choices.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, especially when it comes to something like this, like, I feel like anybody who buys Chaos Head on Blu-ray probably knows a fair amount about Japanese culture, or is interested at least.
Right.
You know? So I feel like it's different than, say, when you're dubbing Pokemon, where, you know, it's aimed at children. So yeah, changing the Bond dance to the Macarena, I get it.
It's silly, but it makes sense.
Yeah, and kids are going to get that joke more. Like, kids in America are going to understand that joke, and they wouldn't understand the Bond dance one, because they don't know what that is.
Right.
But with something like this, changing Shogun to the General doesn't seem necessary. Changing Gero Frog to Hoppy the Frog, I don't know why you did that.
No.
It's just strange. Strange choices. This isn't aimed at children. This is aimed at weebs. And even non-weebs know what a Shogun is these days.
Right.
Even those days. This was 15 years ago, but still.
I'm trying to figure out, I think the translation for the visual novel might be newer than the anime, and I'm wondering if that explains some of these changes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I think it took a while for this to get officially translated.
So maybe they put that line at the start of the game as a reference to the anime. Maybe that's the legacy of this.
Maybe I'm wrong. I can't remember. I'm having trouble finding date. I'm just finding the Committee of Zero, which is the patch, but that came out in 2023. First ever official English translation of Chaos Head Noah would release on October 7th, 2022.
That's Noah, though.
It's true.
I know the worldwide publishing was done by Spike Chunsoft. I came across that. The Danganronpa people.
It's Noah again. I just keep finding stuff for Noah. Because did it just not get translated until Noah came out? I don't remember. And I hate doing this on the spot. I feel like I'm just eating up time. I need this information already in my brain. An enhanced version titled Chaos Head Noah was released for Xbox 360 in 2009. Oh, so I guess not. Cut this whole part! Cut all of it!
The earliest worldwide date I can find is 2022.
That's for Noah though, right?
No, for any version of Chaos Head.
Really?
Yeah. The only versions of Chaos Head that have ever been released outside of Japan, according to Wikipedia, were on Windows and Switch, and they were both in 2022.
Okay.
And all of the other versions are Japan only.
Okay. So yeah, I guess that does explain some of the things then.
Well, are we done? Do you think we're done?
I guess so.
Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Yeah.
Do you love Chaos Head? Do you disagree with the things that we said about Chaos Head?
This is one of those games that people are really divided on.
Oh, yeah?
Because some people think that it's great, and some people think that it's just edgy, try-hard crap. And I think it's somewhere in between that. I think it has some good things to say, but I do think it trips over its own toes, especially at the end.
Right. Well, let us know in the comments. Give us some feedback. Tell us to shut up.
Yeah, I don't remember this game very well, but I am interested in a spirited debate over its artistic qualities.
If you'd like to support our show, you can head to patreon.com/superbreakfastfriendsclub, where you can join such VIPs as Mark Kelly and Jamie Core, or such mesmerons as Eugene Lattig.
If you dare.
I'm Skull Pirate Mike, and I exist purely in a state of internet. Find me online. Help me. Free me.
No.
No, you're the one who put me here.
Yeah, you're trapped inside the internet so that I can access you as an app whenever I want.
You can't keep asking me questions. I'm just gonna tell you to eat rocks and put glue on pizza.
Maybe that's what I want to hear.
You wanna plug anything?
No.
Bye.
I was gonna say maybe plug this game, but I was like, I don't know if I want to give it that much of an endorsement.